Good morning, students. Today we will start chapter 1, that is crop production and management. Students, you all know that all the living organisms require food, and that food will be basically obtained from the plants, because plants are the ultimate source of energy on the earth. Because plants have this ability to produce the food with the help of inorganic substances, and that process is called as photosynthesis. And then herbivores are directly dependent on plants, and the carnivores are dependent on herbivores, and omnivores are dependent on carnivores and herbivores, omnivores are dependent on plants and on other animals both. So in this way we obtain the energy. In earlier time there was no farming, and the people were forced to live the nomadic life, but slowly they started farming, and then their life became stable. Then the population started increasing, and the demands of people also started increasing. Due to that, the farmers were cutting the forests. But then one time came when it was not possible to cut more forest for farming purposes. Then the scientists thought that we should invent some methods by which on this limited land only we can increase the production of crop. That is called as green revolution. In green revolution, the scientists developed and invented and think about that new methods by using which they can increase the crop production. So they started that, and they succeeded also. So in this chapter we are going to study about some of the methods, that what is the actual way of crop production, how we can increase the production of crop, and how we can increase the production of fruits and vegetables and everything. Now the first thing is, what is crop? So crop is something when we cultivate, when we grow same type of plants in a large scale. Like suppose if you are planting some tomatoes or some green chilies or some green coriander in your small pots, that is not considered as a crop. Crop is something when we cultivate anything at a very large scale and at a same place. So in this chapter we are going to study about crop production, that is farming, related to agriculture, related to farming we are going to study. So the very first thing which scientists have done to increase the production of crop is that they have divided the crops into two. According to the seasons, they have divided the crops into two parts, that is kharif crops and rabi crops. Kharif and rabi actually both are the Arabic words. Kharif means autumn and rabi means spring. So the crops which we harvest in the autumn season, that are called as kharif crops, and which we harvest means which we cut in the rabi season, in the spring season, that comes under the category of rabi crops. Kharif crops are the crops which requires a large amount of water. So we sow these type of crops in the beginning of June or July. After June and July we have a rainy season, and due to rainfall these crops got enormous amount of water, which is their basic requirement. They grow up to October and November, yes. And then in autumn season we cut the crops. So all the paddy crops and maize and soyabean, groundnut, cotton, rice, all these crops come under the category of kharif crops. Another is rabi crops. Rabi crops also requires water, but not as much as kharif crops requires. They require some little amount of water. So that is why we sow these crops in the month of October or November, after the harvesting of kharif crops. And then in January and February also there is rainfall, not as much as in July or August, but still there is rainfall in the month of January and February also, and that much water is enough for the rabi crops. And then rabi crops grow, and in the season of March and April we harvest these crops. Baisakhi is a harvesting festival, so basically we harvest rabi crops in that. So the wheat, gram, pea, mustard, linseed, all these comes under the category of rabi crops. So on the basis of season, on the basis of requirement, actually we have divided all the crops into two, that is kharif crop and rabi crop. So what will happen now, the crops which requires a large amount of water, automatically these crops are getting the large amount of water, and the crops which are requiring lesser amount of water, they are getting lesser amount of water. If we will not be aware the requirement of the plants, then what will happen? We can if we will sow the rabi crops in the kharif season, then what will happen? Due to the enormous amount of water, the crops will not grow. And if we will sow the kharif crops in the rabi season, then due to the lack of water, the crops will not grow properly. So the first thing is, it is very important that we must know, or the farmers must know, or the scientists must know about the requirement of the plants, that in which season they can grow better. So the first thing the scientists have done this only, that they have that they search, that they investigate that which crops require which season, in which season they grow best. On the basis of that, they have divided the crops. After that, we are having one more thing, that is basic practice of crop production. What we are going to study in this, see students, this is very important, that we should do all the things in a systematic manner. If we will not do the things in the systematic manner, then maybe we miss some of the steps in between, or maybe we will you know disbalance the things. Like suppose early in the morning, suppose you are getting up, and first you are brushing your teeth and going to kitchen, and then you are having your breakfast, and then you are wearing your uniform, and then you are going to the bathroom for take a bath, and then again you are going to the kitchen, and again you are eating leftover of your breakfast, and then you are again wearing up the dress because you have taken the bath. So what will happen? Your time will waste, and all the things will get mess up. So it is very important that you should know the proper sequence. First of all, you should get up, you should go to the washroom, you should brush your teeth, you should take a bath, you should wear your uniform, you should be ready for your school, then you should have the breakfast, and then you should come out from the home. So this is a proper sequence. If you will do the work in this proper sequence, everything will go on smoothly and perfectly. So in this way, whenever we grow the crops, it is also very important that we must know what should be the sequence, what should be the right sequence for doing this. So the right sequence for this is, like, see, suppose some important guests are coming at your home, your mother is informing you that some important guests are coming. What first thing you are going to do? The first thing what you will do is that you will set your drawing room, you will set the place where your guests are going to sit, no? So in this crop production also, our crops are going to going to be in the soil for some time, for few months. So that is why it is very important to prepare the soil according to the requirement of that crops. So the first thing which we do is preparation of soil. Then I will explain you in detail also how we can prepare the soil, or what it means prepare of soil. We cannot decorate the soil, no? So what it means preparation of soil, that I will explain you. The next step is then sowing. Now the guests have come, though it is important to say them to sit. So it means now the soil is prepared, so it is important to sow the seeds into the soil. Now when guests will come, you will give something to eat to them. So the same way you will add the manures and fertilizers, then you will give some water or cold drink. Same way the plants also require water, so the next step is irrigation. Then suppose there are mosquitoes at your home, so you will spray the mosquito spray, or if there are cockroaches, you will spray the cockroach spray, because it is not good that your guests feel that you are having mosquitoes or cockroaches at your home. So the same way, sometimes the some pests and some insects spoil our crops, so it is very important to spray insecticides and pesticides. Now one more thing which is very important, suppose you have arranged all the things for your special guests, and sometimes some naughty children from your neighbors are coming and they are spoiling all the things. They are eating that eatables which you have, which you are giving to your special guests, or they are ruining all the things. So it is very important to remove that naughty children from the drawing room. So same way, sometimes what happen, some unwanted plants automatically they grow along with the main crops, and they absorb all the nutrition of the main crops. So in this way the main crops can get affected. These plants are called as weeds. So it is very important to remove these weeds from the main crops. So the next step is weeding, and then the plants will grow properly, and when the time comes, we harvest the crops, we cut the crops, and we take out the eatable part which we use of that plant for eating purposes. As you know that we do not use all the parts of the plants for eating purposes. For some plants we use in some plants we use their roots, in some plants we use their shoots, in some plants we use their seeds for eating purposes. So whatever is the eatable part, that we will extract out from the plants, that is called as threshing and winnowing, that comes under the category of threshing and winnowing. And the last step is storage. We have grown our crops, है ना, बहुत मेहनत से we have grown all the crops, so it is very important to store these crops properly, otherwise nothing will happen good. So these are the main steps which we should pay attention while crop production. The first is preparation of soil, second is sowing, third is adding manures and fertilizer, fourth is irrigation, fifth is protection from weeds, pests and insects, sixth is harvesting, threshing and winnowing, and last is storage. Now the first step is preparation of soil. Now we will study all the steps in detail. What it means preparation of soil, how we are going to prepare the soil. See students, it is very important first of all to prepare the soil according to the requirement of the plant. So preparation of soil includes loosening and turning of soil. Now what is this loosening and turning of soil? See students, the land contains a big crops. कैसी होती है ज़मीन आपकी, पूरी स्मूथ होती है, पूरी एक लेयर होती है. अगर आप उसको तोड़ना भी चाहोगे विद द हेल्प ऑफ एनी टूल, सो द बिग क्रम्स विल कम आउट, बड़े बड़े टुकड़े आ जाएंगे बीच में. इट इज़ नॉट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पाउडर, it is in the form of like you say chalk. You are having chalk in your hand and you are on another hand you are having chalk powder. Now you want to mix something in chalk, so can you mix easily with the piece of chalk or can you mix easily with the powder of chalk? Obviously with the powder of chalk, because that is loose. So both the things, suppose you want to mix flour, atta in the chalk powder, you can mix properly because both the things are in the form of powder. But if you try to mix flour in a piece of chalk, then what will happen? Chalk आपका अलग अलग पड़ा रहेगा and flour will be separate, वो प्रॉपरली मिक्स नहीं हो पाएंगे. तो सॉइल को लूज़ करना यानी पाउडर्ड फॉर्म में चेंज करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. सो फर्स्ट वी लूज़ द सॉइल एंड दिस स्टेप इज़ कॉल्ड एज प्लोइंग. प्लोइंग करते हैं हम फील्ड्स की. सो इससे क्या होता है, द सॉइल विल बिकम लूज़. सॉइल लूज़ होने से क्या क्या बेनिफिट होगा? वन थिंग दैट वी कैन सो द सीड्स प्रॉपरली. अब आप सीड को आसानी से अंदर लगा सकते हैं पाउडर फॉर्म में और फिर उसे आसपास उसका इकट्ठा करके बीच में सीड को फंसा देंगे पाउडर के अंदर, तो प्रॉपरली हो जाएगा. देन the seeds will be able to, the roots of the seeds will be able to penetrate. अब क्या होगा, जब हम सीड लगाते हैं तो उसमें से रूट्स और शूट्स निकलना शुरू हो जाते हैं थोड़े दिनों में. तो जो रूट्स हैं दे हैव टू पेनिट्रेट, उन्हें जितना डीप वो अपने आप को फैलाएंगे, जितना डीप वो अपने आप को पेनिट्रेट करेंगे, उतना ज़्यादा वाटर और मिनरल वो एब्जॉर्ब कर पाएंगे. और उसके लिए ज़रूरी है कि सॉइल आपकी लूज़ हो. अगर सॉइल बिग बिग क्रम्स यानी मोटे मोटे टुकड़ों के फॉर्म में होगा, देन रूट्स विल नॉट बी एबल टू पेनिट्रेट डीपली. ठीक है, और रूट्स अगर पेनिट्रेट नहीं कर पाएंगे डीपली, तो रूट्स विल नॉट बी एबल टू एब्जॉर्ब द वाटर एंड न्यूट्रिएंट. सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू लूज द सॉइल. द सेकेंड थिंग इज दैट रूट्स will not be able to breathe properly if soil is not loose. So loose soil allows the roots to breathe properly also. अगर आपको एक रूम में, ऐसे रूम में बंद कर दिया जाए जहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा ऑलरेडी बहुत ज़्यादा पहले से ही लोग हैं, तो what will happen? You will feel suffocated, you will not be able to breathe properly. तो सॉइल अगर लूज़ होगी, अगर आप फ्रीली हैं, आराम से बैठे हैं, इधर भी उधर भी, बहुत जगह है, बहुत स्पेस है, then you can breathe properly. तो roots also can breathe if the soil is loose. The third thing is that there are so many microorganisms like earthworms and other microbes which live in the soil, and time to time they increase the fertility of the soil. These are also called as the friends of the farmers because they lose the soil and they turn the soil. See, when the plants absorb the nutrients from the soil, sometimes the upper layer of soil becomes lack of nutrients because continuously the plants are absorbing nutrient from that soil. So it is very important to turn the soil. नीचे की soil को ऊपर और ऊपर की soil को नीचे करना. So earthworms and microbes do this work, due to which the plants always come in the contact of soil which is having maximum number of nutrients. By the time microorganisms replenish the soil again with the nutrients. So these all things can happen when the soil is loose, because if soil is not loose, then earthworms and microbes will not be able to live there and will not be able to breathe there and will not be able to help the farmers. So it is very important to lose the soil so that roots can penetrate deeply, so that roots can breathe properly, so that earthworm and microorganisms can live in the soil. So because of all these things, we always lose the soil with the help of different tools. Earlier we use this tool, this plow. Right now you can see on the screen. सो इससे क्या होता था, आदमी खुद ही इसको प्लो को लेकर हाथ से मिट्टी निकालता था ज़मीन से, विच इज़ कॉल्ड एज खुदाई और जुताई बोला करते थे इसे, प्लोइंग को हिंदी में ऐसा बोला जाता है. बट देन दे स्टार्टेड टेकिंग हेल्प ऑफ एनिमल्स. फिर उन्होंने क्या करा, देखो ये बुलक कार्ट्स हैं, ये चल रही हैं, इसके साथ ये जो आपको बड़ा लंबा सा स्टिक नज़र आ रहा है ना, ये पीछे यही लगा हुआ है प्लो. अब जैसे जैसे वो चलती जाएंगी द शार्पर साइड ऑफ द प्लो विल गो इनसाइड द सॉइल, ज़मीन के अंदर चला जाएगा, और ऐसे जब बाहर निकलेगा तो बहुत सारे मिट्टी के टुकड़े को बाहर लेकर निकलेगा. और फिर जो एनिमल्स हैं, दे बिकॉज दे आर कॉन्टीन्यूसली वॉकिंग, जब उस बड़े बड़े टुकड़ों के ऊपर एनिमल चलेंगे तो प्रेशर से वो टुकड़ा टूट जाएगा, पूरी मिट्टी पाउडर पाउडर हो जाएगी, यानी लूज़ हो जाएगी. सो दिस इज़ कॉल्ड एज प्लोइंग. पहले ऐसा किया जाता था, बट नाउ अ डेज वी कैन डू दिस वर्क विद द हेल्प ऑफ ट्रैक्टर्स. ट्रैक्टर्स के जो टायर्स होते हैं गोल गोल घूमते हैं, जिससे मिट्टी बाहर निकलती रहती है ज़मीन में से, और ट्रैक्टर्स के प्रेशर से मोटे मोटे जो टुकड़े हैं, जो क्रम्स हैं, वो पाउडर फॉर्म में चेंज होते रहते हैं, यानी सॉइल हमारी लूज़ होती रहती है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी लूज़ द सॉइल, वी ब्रेक डाउन द big crumbs of soil into the powder form so that it becomes easy for us to sow the seeds in that. क्लियर. अब हमने सॉइल को लूज़ कर लिया है. लूज़ करने के बाद नाउ द नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज़ व्हाट. लूज़ करने के लिए मैंने आपको बताया प्लो, हो, दीज आर सर्टेन टूल्स विच यू कैन यूज़. स्टूडेंट्स आपको इनके डायग्राम्स भी कई बार पूछे जाते हैं. सो ये देखो, ये दिस इज़ हो, ये डायग्राम्स आप प्रैक्टिस कर लेना. बट नाउ अ डेज़ वी डू दिस वर्क विद द हेल्प ऑफ कल्टिवेटर्स. ट्रैक्टर्स हमारे पास आते हैं, इससे हमारा लेबर और टाइम दोनों ही कम हो जाते हैं, बिकॉज हेयर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द मेथड्स बाय विच वी कैन इंक्रीज द क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन, एंड वी कैन इंक्रीज द क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन व्हेन वी विल डिक्रीज द लेबर एंड टाइम. So the first step is preparation of soil. So by loosening we have prepared the soil. Now the next step is sowing. Now this is important to sow the seeds, and before sowing the seeds it is also very important to select the good quality seed, the seeds which are good and healthy. That only we have to sow, otherwise हमारी पूरी मेहनत बेकार हो जाएगी. फॉर स्मॉलर लेवल, अगर घर पर छोटा मोटा अगर आप फार्मिंग कर रहे हैं तो सीड्स को कैसे देखा जा सकता है, विच आर गुड एंड विच आर नॉट. तो देर इज़ वन एक्टिविटी, आप क्या कर सकते हैं, यू कैन soak the seeds into the water. तो the seeds which will float on the water, they are obviously not good, and those will penetrate deep, जो बीच में रह जाएंगे, sink कर जाएंगे, that seeds are the good quality seeds. Okay, so now we will sow the seeds, but while sowing the seeds also we need to keep some points in mind. What are their points? Number one, that seeds should be of good quality, which I have told you. The second thing, when we sow the seeds, the distance between two seeds should not be less, should not be more. Means the seeds should not be close also, and seeds should not be far apart also. Why? Because if we will sow the seeds very close to each other, then what will happen? Then there will be competition for food, nutrient and sunlight, and both the seeds will not grow properly. And if we will sow the seeds far apart, then there will be wastage of space, wastage of land, which we cannot afford at all. So we should not sow the seeds very close, or we should not sow the seeds far apart. The next thing is that we should not sow the seeds very deep, and we should not sow the seeds at the upper edges also. अगर आप बहुत deeply लगाते हैं seeds को, तो seeds are like small kids. They will not germinate properly, they will not absorb the sunlight properly, they will not be able to breathe properly, and seeds will die. और अगर आप सोचते हैं चलो ठीक है ऊपर ऊपर लगा देते हैं, then the animals and birds will come and they will eat these seeds. तो seeds की depth बहुत ज़्यादा भी नहीं होनी चाहिए, बहुत कम भी नहीं होनी चाहिए. Then water. While giving water also we need to take care कि हमें बहुत ज़्यादा water भी नहीं देना है seeds को, और बहुत कम भी नहीं देना है. If we will give very less water, seeds will not grow, and if we will give more water, then seeds will not be able to breathe. Like छोटे बच्चों को अगर आप एक ग्लास से डायरेक्टली बहुत सारा पानी पिला दो, तो क्या होगा, उसके लंग्स में पानी चला जाएगा और वो ब्रीथ नहीं कर पाएगा. तो अब इतनी सारी बातों का ध्यान कैसे रखा जाए? क्या सीड्स लगाते वक्त हम मेजर करें कि इतना डिस्टेंस होना चाहिए, इतना डेप्थ होना चाहिए? उसके लिए भी वी आर हैविंग वन सोल्यूशन. वी आर हैविंग अ टूल विच इज़ कॉल्ड एज सीड ड्रिल. यू कैन सी दिस सीड ड्रिल. सो सीड ड्रिल क्या है? सीड ड्रिल हेल्प्स फॉर सोइंग द सीड्स. ठीक है, इसमें क्या होता है, यू कैन सी दैट ये टू टीथ्स आर देयर, एंड इन बिटवीन द टू टीथ देयर इज़ अ गैप, एंड द लेंथ ऑफ द टीथ ऑल्सो. तो टीथ की जो ये लेंथ है, ये जो आपको ये नज़र आ रही है, ये वाली लेंथ, ये इतनी ही होती है जितना डीप डिस्टेंस होना चाहिए. ये वाली दिस लेंथ, ये जो लेंथ है ना, ये इतनी होनी चाहिए जितना डीप सीड को लगाना है. तो व्हेन यू विल प्रेस इट, ये ज़मीन सॉइल के अंदर चला जाएगा और उतना ही अंदर जाएगा जितना ये है, और दोनों के बीच में गैप उतना लिया गया है जितना दो सीड्स के बीच में मिनिमम गैप होना चाहिए। इन सारे फनल्स में देयर इज़ हैविंग 1 सीड है सबके अंदर एक एक। इसको हम प्रेस करेंगे, ज़मीन के अंदर जाएगा, ऊपर से प्रेस करेंगे, सीड्स इसमें से निकल कर चले जाएंगे। ठीक है, तो विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस व्हेन वी सो द सीड्स आर यूनिफॉर्मली at equal distance. With the help of this we can sow the seeds uniformly at the equal distance and depth. तो सबका डेप्थ भी इक्वल हो जाएगा और डिस्टेंस भी अप्रोप्रिएट होगा जितना हमें चाहिए था। तो जो हमारा प्रॉब्लम है वो सॉल्व हो जाएगा कि सीड्स बहुत ज़्यादा पास भी नहीं है, बहुत दूर भी नहीं है, बहुत डीप भी नहीं है और अपर एजेस पे भी नहीं है। बट सम सीड्स विच आर वेरी डेलिकेट, बहुत ही ज़्यादा डेलिकेट होते हैं कुछ सीड्स हमारे, उन्हें हम डायरेक्टली फील्ड्स में नहीं लगा सकते। लाइक अगर जो छोटा बच्चा होता है, स्मॉल किड, वी यूज़ टू सेंड द स्मॉल किड फर्स्ट इन प्ले स्कूल्स ना, वहाँ पर एनवायरनमेंट उसके हिसाब से होता है, छोटी छोटी क्लासेस होती है, छोटे छोटे सब कुछ होता है, वो फ्रेंडली हो जाता है। और जब वो फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड में आ जाता है देन वी ट्रांसफ़र द चाइल्ड इन द बिगर स्कूल्स। अगर आप डायरेक्टली बिगर स्कूल में बच्चे को भेज दोगे तो मे बी वो वहाँ पर डर जाए, घबरा जाए, एडजस्ट नहीं कर पाए। सेम वे एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू कि सीड्स आर ऑल्सो लाइक स्मॉल किड्स, so sometimes what we do, sometimes the seeds which are very delicate we do not sow them directly into the fields, we first sow them in the nurseries में छोटे छोटे पॉट्स में हम प्लांट्स को लगा देते हैं। अब उस पॉट में ऊपर हम शेड लगा देते हैं, शेड से फिल्टर होकर सनलाइट आती है, उतनी ही सनलाइट जितनी उन्हें ज़रूरत है, बहुत ज़्यादा सनलाइट को टॉलरेट नहीं कर पाएंगे और उसमें अपने हिसाब से थोड़ा थोड़ा हम उन्हें वाटर देंगे, थोड़ा थोड़ा एक छोटे बच्चे की तरह उनको ग्रो कराया जाता है। एंड व्हेन दे कन्वर्ट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ सीडलिंग्स, जब वो थोड़े से बड़े हो जाते हैं, रूट शूट्स निकल जाते हैं, देन वी कैन ट्रांसफ़र देम इनटू द फील्ड्स। तो ऐसा भी हम कर सकते हैं ताकि हमारा जो सीड है वो प्रॉपर्ली ग्रो करे, मर नहीं जाए पहले से ही। ओके, सो नाउ वी हैव प्रिपेयर्ड द सॉइल, फर्स्ट वी लूज़ द सॉइल देन वी विल सो द सीड्स। सीड को लगाने के बाद हमें सॉइल को लेवल भी करना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, मतलब उसे प्लेन स्मूथ कर देना बहुत ज़रूरी है। ये नहीं कि हमारी जो सॉइल है वो उबड़ खाबड़ पड़ी है, उससे सॉइल इरोजन हो जाएगा। तो नाउ वी विल डू द लेवलिंग। अब हमारा सीड लग चुका, सब कुछ हमने उसका ध्यान दे दिया। नाउ दिस इज़ द टाइम टू गिव सम फूड टू द प्लांट्स, है ना। सो एडिंग मैन्योर्स एंड फर्टिलाइजर्स, ये नेक्स्ट वीडियो में बताती हूँ स्टूडेंट्स आपको।